Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there.
We hope everybody is doing well.
Very, very well. Yes, indeed.
So, we wanted to share with you a sunset, and it's a beautiful day.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty colors, like kind of like sherbet a little bit.
Well, the reality is this sky would be absolutely blue as can be if it wasn't for all the stuff that was placed above our heads.
Mm-hmm. They do that a lot lately.
Yeah, and today was thicker than usual. It was real heavy today. You gotta wonder what's going on.
What are they trying to keep from reaching us? I mean, I see the sun there is blocked out pretty good.
Well, as I shared with you guys, started to get in a good habit again of coming out in the morning, uh, where they're not, spreading stuff above our heads and soaking in the sun. So even though it might be 30 degrees out, when you consciously take in the energy of the sun, it will keep you warm with practice. So back to what I used to do. This used to be my practice many years ago, 20, 25 years ago. I would always challenge myself to meditate when it was even 20 or so degrees outside, just basically wearing shorts. And you can do it. Wim Hof has done much more than that as well. The mind is so powerful. The mind can control this matrix.
Well, the mind is known to release certain hormones. So people who have panic attacks or triggers, they might have a trigger and then you'll feel these sensations go out throughout your body. And that's your mind making connections and actually releasing hormones. And we can use that and we can train it to our benefit.
So we've been seeing that a lot of people have been under direct attack by energetically dark negative forces. This is something that there's a huge uptick on. And again, if you want to get biblical about it, you could say, "Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil comes with great wrath, knowing his time is short." Or we could look at ascension's underway. We're raising up in vibration, so there's more than ever a push by the dark side to hold us down. And Cindy even got before that there were ships that came in full of, shall we say, beings of the reptile persuasion
Mm-hmm.
of a negative sort, that most of those beings were being dispersed in the US of A in order to incite issues, incite problems. As you see, Sassy's there looking at the sunset, and so is he. Um, and that is part of what's going on. It's amazing too how often we see the exact same scenarios playing out in different people's lives from all
Mm-hmm.
over the world, as we work on a regular basis with people from the United States, but also from Canada, from Latin America, from Europe, from Asia, from Australia and New Zealand as well. And everybody is seems to be under this energetic attack from the dark forces.
It's really, really true. And, a strong indicator of that is when I go to check the chakras. And if the chakras are shut down, that's an indicator of some type of an energetic attack. The body is trying to protect itself. So the energy closes in on itself and kind of gives you like this energetic hug of protection. But that shuts down your chakras. And then your body's not getting the information it needs to survive and thrive. So I feel that this is planned.
Oh, most definitely it's planned. So is, pulling the rug out from under your feet. So many people have been so motivated and excited about the possibility of real change.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see what has occurred, and it is like a body blow. And
Mm-hmm.
many people right now are feeling like this body blow, where they feel kind of nauseous and sick, or just sort of like, the urge to either get out of this country or just even get out of this reality, because it can feel as if it's hopeless at times that we'll ever really see some positive, real change. But the change is inevitable. And really, all it is that the darker entities, the beings in control here, their time is short. The sand in their hourglass is running out. So the desperation is very high.
Mm-hmm. So they keep us distracted and they keep us, kind of like following the carrot, following the lure. They keep our hopes up, and then that then we give away our power, and then they smash our hopes, and that makes people feel hopeless. It makes them feel helpless, and that way, that's how they control our vibration.
And it's all about vibration, and it's all about keeping your chakras open. There was a time not too long ago where many people didn't even know what they were, or doubted the validity of there being chakras in your body, which are these energy vortices that are whirling like tornadoes. And they're represented by lotuses in different shapes and forms with different amounts of petals. And in the Vedic tradition, the chakras themselves are gateways. They're gateways to different dimensions. And so they're always drawing energy up and into the energy body and also to the physical body to keep the physical body healthy and strong. But it also, when your Kundalini is fully activated and your chakras are open, you start to build a Merkaba, which is the light body. When the Merkaba is fully functional and fully built, then you are a multidimensional person. Then you're not stuck no longer in this 3 and 4D basically loop. You have the ability to go up to 5 or 6D into the higher densities. You can make your own choices. So this is what they're trying to shut down and keep from happening. And they do it through all these different traumatic events and also just direct attacks energetically on people. That causes us, like Cindy said, when we get one of these body blows, one of these energetic attacks, what happens? We withdraw our energy inward. We shield ourselves. We turtle up. Just think about a fighter that gets in that stance and he's all crouched over and the adversary is just pounding him, but he's mostly hitting his arms and say boxing mitts or MMA mitts. That's what we do energetically, and that shuts our chakras off, which leaves us open to energetic attack. I've had people be afraid of having their chakras open thinking they're going to get attacked. It's the opposite. When your chakras are shut down, you're vulnerable. And you can be controlled by these lower energies. So it's the exact opposite. It cuts you off from the higher dimensions. It cuts you off from your guides, the guardian angels. Cuts you off from source. And it cuts us off from each other.
It does, and it just brings you in a space where you're withdrawn and you want to keep yourself safe and protected and not get out there into the world. So it makes you so you can't really get out there and make a difference. And they control this through our emotions, and that's what we've noticed recently is this big, huge emotional carrot that's been in front of us for a very long time. And sometimes for us to get better, we have to take the responsibility on ourselves and not look to something else to come and save us, but understand that it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, save ourselves.
And take care of each other.
Yeah.
And ultimately take care of the planet by, eventually having a system that is actually friendly to the earth. There's a very good reason why they have shut down every aspect of the divine feminine energy. So that, in the Western tradition, all we think of is Father, God, and Son. Where's the mother? Where's the feminine energy? They don't want the feminine energy there because the feminine energy is nurturing. It's going to actually say, hey, we shouldn't be doing this and that to the planet. And, not to be, they'll throw negative things at us like, oh, you're just a tree hugger. Yeah, well, we want to care for the planet that we're living on. We're part of that system. We're part of that biosphere. So what is it doing when we're destroying it? Well, we're destroying ourselves. We're poisoning ourselves. Why do you think we have so much cancer? Why do you think we have all these different diseases going on? It's again because we're not living in harmony. We've been living like a virus upon the land. And then, of course, that's going to irritate and intensify all the earth changes, as Mother Nature will view us as a virus that needs to be destroyed or a cancerous cell that needs to be broken down and eliminated from the body. But that's all, again, part of the bigger plan because that's what they want. When you get down to it, the ultimate source of this darkness is not human, not in the least bit human. It doesn't have emotions like we do. And think of it in terms of a computer program gone bad. And that's just basically a computer program that is set up in opposition to life.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's a really good way to look at it, so we can start taking, um, taking advantage of certain situations and having them work for us, and, using the wind in that sail to propel us forward. It's so important to be able to mesh with the earth, to drink clean water, to eat good food, to not take in these high fructose corn syrup. Don't take in the sugars, don't take in the preservatives. Eat as healthy as possible and with as few ingredients in one given thing as possible. Don't eat out of the boxes, stuff like this. I mean, they've been doing this for years and generations to keep our vibration down, but it's to the point where they can't hold it down forever. There's something is going to make a breakthrough, even though they've been doing all this work through the generations. We're at this precipice where everything is just going to break through. So they have to throw one more thing on top just to keep us down.
Yeah, and it can be entertaining if we take a step back and try to look at it as a divine comedy of sorts that's
Mm-hmm.
playing out, albeit one that feels very, very satanic. In nature, when we listen to these people trying to tell us something that we know is a direct lie, and it's so untrue, and then trying to portray it as if it's something for the greater good when it's obviously not. And it's just becoming so apparent for more and more people. So prepare mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Keep preparing in every way, shape, or form. Try to get yourselves out of the system as much as possible, because it's all going to be about controlling through the system. As we touched on in the earlier video today, the feeling that we get is that there's going to be a huge financial, economic, collapse that will lead to the new system, and that's not in the far future. That might only be 3 to 6 months away before that gets rolled out into play. And then, truly, if you want to go from Book of Revelation as the playbook, you will not be able to buy, sell, do
Mm-hmm.
anything, travel, period. So you got to think about things. We were talking to another beautiful young couple today that's been living in a certain area of the country, and they're making their plans to move to a different area of the country that they feel a lot better about. And as we shared with you guys, we're staying flexible and mobile. We have our feet in 4 different states, and we're looking to see how things play out uh, in each state. We're watching carefully what the governors do, what the politicians do, what they're saying. And, again, we want to play this long haul. This is a marathon with the intention of making it through till the light starts to shine brighter and brighter and the darkness starts to withdraw as we take back our freedoms.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have a long road ahead of us. And to be spiritually fit and physically fit is going to carry us a long, long way. And with that comes eating really healthy food. And I guess I keep drilling that home because it's so, so important. That's how they keep us controlled, is through these foods full of preservatives. And we're in this for the long haul. We have quite a ways to go still.
And I would recommend, as I always have, but especially even more now, you got to do something that's going to integrate body and mind. You have to get away from the electronics as much as possible. Get into your body and relax your mind. Exercise is so important. Yoga, qigong, tai chi, all these things you really should utilize them more than ever, because where we're going, you're not going to need things that you have thought that you need in the future. Things are becoming more energetic. We are lightening in so many ways. And as I've shared, I've been making it a point to make sure I get the sun on as much of my skin as possible, and take in the life force, the prana, because that will nourish us. In time, we will all be master yogis at some
Mm-hmm.
point in time as we go farther in, away from the dark age into the golden age. And of course, we have steps to take along the way. So there's a lot of steps ahead of us. But you must be strong in every aspect and be working on that, knowing that literally this is a war that's going on in so many different dimensions. It's interesting too, because we've talked about the chakras, and now there's 7 main chakras through the center point of the body on what we call the Taiji pole in Qigong. but there's actually hundreds of chakras all throughout the body. Every organ has a chakra. Every joint has a chakra. Your fingertips do. Your toes do. There's chakras everywhere. The centers of your palms and the bubbling wells on the instep of the feet are very powerful chakras. And so we need to work on keeping them open and keeping them flowing with energy and not allowing them to be closed off. And consciously taking in this energy as nourishment. Because whether we call it Ki, Prana, Vril, or the Holy Spirit, it's all the same thing. That is what this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's very important, and they go to great lengths to keep us from entertaining this information. They go to great lengths to keep us so distracted that we think that we don't have time to understand this information. But if there's one thing you can make a priority of in your life for the long haul, it's to understand the energies and how to work with them so that they work for you.
Yes. And try to be as self-sufficient as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All these things will help us last to the point where we can start to take back freedoms across the globe and start to not worry about, being watched every moment of the day.
Mm-hmm. That very, very important stuff that we have a very big job in front of us. All of us do. And we'll probably end up teaching those that are closest to us when things really do crumble. People are going to come looking for answers, and they will be coming to you.
Yes, so may you guys all be blessed with direction, divine guidance. May you be kept safe in these times. May love and light proceed through your hearts, and may you be a shining beacon for each other.
Mm-hmm.
As always, guys, thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Make sure you are subscribed. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.